Greetings, friends. Today we step into one of the most powerful moments in the early church, when two faithful men, Paul and Silas, found themselves beaten, chained, and locked in a dark prison. But instead of despair, they chose worship. This is not just a story of miraculous deliverance, it's a testimony that joy in God can shatter every chain. From the bustling streets of Philippi to the midnight songs that shook prison walls, we'll witness how God turns pain into praise and hopelessness into freedom. Prepare to be inspired as we journey into Paul and Silas in prison, Midnight Praise. Paul and Silas had been traveling through Philippi, spreading the message of Jesus. Many believed, but not everyone was pleased. One day, they encountered a slave girl possessed by a spirit who brought her masters profit by fortune-telling. She followed them, shouting, "These men are servants of the Most High God!" Though true, the constant disturbance hindered their work. Paul, moved by the spirit, commanded the demon to leave her. Instantly, she was free, but her master's hope for income vanished. Angry, they dragged Paul and Silas before the authorities, accusing them of causing unrest and teaching unlawful customs to Roman citizens. The city officials quickly sided with the crowd. Without a fair trial, they ordered Paul and Silas to be stripped and beaten with rods. Each strike echoed with injustice. Their backs were torn, their bodies aching, yet their faith remained unshaken. After the brutal flogging, they were thrown into the inner prison, a place meant for the most dangerous criminals. The jailer, under strict orders, locked their feet in heavy stocks, ensuring escape was impossible. The cold stone floor, the smell of damp walls, and the moans of other prisoners surrounded them. But in that darkness, something unexpected was about to happen. It was midnight. Most prisoners were asleep, but Paul and Silas were wide awake. Instead of groaning, they began to pray. Their prayers turned into songs, hymns of praise that filled the prison. The other prisoners listened, astonished. How could men sing after such suffering? Every note carried faith, declaring God's goodness despite the pain. The atmosphere began to change. Hope stirred in the hearts of the listeners. Their voices rose, echoing against the cold stone walls. It was not the sound of defeat, but of victory. Victory in the spirit before any physical deliverance had come. And then the ground trembled. Suddenly, a violent earthquake shook the foundations of the prison. Dust fell from the ceiling, walls groaned under the pressure. One by one, the prison doors swung open and every chain fell loose from the prisoner's hands and feet. The noise jolted the jailer from his sleep. Seeing the open doors, he assumed the prisoners had escaped, and in despair, he drew his sword to end his life, knowing the punishment for losing them would be death. But Paul's voice rang out in the darkness, "Do not harm yourself. We are all here." His words stopped the jailer in his tracks. The jailer called for lights and rushed in, trembling before Paul and Silas. He had witnessed something beyond human explanation, a power greater than chains, guards, and prison walls. "Sirs, what must I do to be saved?" he asked, his voice filled with desperation and hope. Paul answered simply, "Believe in the Lord Jesus, and you will be saved, you and your household." That very night, the jailer took them to his home, washed their wounds, and listened as they shared the good news. He and his entire family believed and were baptized. Joy replaced fear in that once hopeless place. By morning, the city officials sent word to release Paul and Silas quietly. But Paul, knowing their rights as Roman citizens, refused to leave secretly after such unjust treatment. The magistrates, realizing they had violated Roman law, came personally to escort them out, offering apologies. Paul and Silas left Philippi not in shame, but with dignity and honor, having planted seeds of faith that would grow for generations. The story of their midnight praise spread across the city, a reminder that worship in the darkest moments can unlock miracles. And to this day, their voices still echo, calling us to praise.